Hari Om. Welcome to the Utpatti Prakriya, the creation theory. Shall we begin with a gentle prayer, thanking Bhagwan, thanking the Gurus, and thanking the Vedas for presenting us the knowledge that we are about to gain. समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Up to the last session, we had the thought flow. We live a life which is full of things and beings, names and forms. In the entire universe, wherever we see, whatever we see, has a name and has a form. We are identified by a form, the body, and by a name, the given name to the body. Therefore, it is the most natural thing to understand, to have this query or this Sanskrit word which is called Jñana, an inquisitiveness to know how did all this come about. Up to the last session, what we have spoken is about the self, the Atma, what we call as the reality or the truth. As the opening sentence of Tattvabodh had said, that Atma Satyam Tadanyat Sarvam Mithyeti. First, the book, the Guru, the Master, the Vedas have explained to us what is Sat, what is the truth, what is Atma. And Tadanyat. And after that, now we are about to embark the journey of understanding what is mithya, meaning that which is anatma, that is not atma, that which is not the reality, but something which appears to be, which can be tasted, touched, seen, felt, everything that is around us, that is within, everything is called Anatma. We have spoken about 24 aspects of the universe. When did we speak about that? We have spoken in all these sessions that we've had, right from the 2.0 to 3.4. All these sessions we were discussing about things which are the Anatma and specifically about Atma and what is Atma. However, we have spoken about 24 aspects which constitute the entire universe. To begin counting them, I would request you all also to count with me. Everything in this universe that has come into creation has come from Panch Maha Bhuta, the five great elements. What they are, how did they come to being, everything will be spoken. But first, understand everything in not only our universe, but in the universes that we are aware or we are not aware. Entire universes that we know and that we even are unaware, they are created out of the combination and permutation and combination of these five Mahabhutas or the great elements. So hold them as five. Then the five Jnana Indriyas, the organs of perception, that makes it 10. Then next, the five Karmendriyas, the organs of action. Then the five Pranas, remember the five vital airs, the energy, the vital energy which makes the body move. And how many have they become? 20. 5 great elements, 5 Jnanindriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, and 5 Pranas. And these all are known as Bahirindriya, meaning external organs. And there is something called as Antarindriya, which are 4. The Mana, Buddhi, Chitta and Ahamkara, meaning the mind, the intellect, the memory tape and the ego. 20 of those and 4 of these. 20 Bahishindriya and 4 Antarindriya. 20 Bahirindriya, which are also known as the Bahiskarana, and the 4 Antarindriya are also known as Antahkarana. So Bahiskarana and Antahkarana. Together they constitute 24. You will find all these 24 in the entire universe. Other than these 24, you will not find anything else which has been created. Think about it. In your leisure time, run your mind into any aspect of life and think if there is anything that has been created other than this. Yes, you could say, oh, but XYZ metal has been created by man. Of course it has been created by man, but it is a combination of some other 2 metals and then a third metal has come out. That means originally it was one of the 5 Mahabhutas, and the permutation and the combination of those only multiply and become more and more and more. However, there is one more aspect of this universe which counts as the universe but is not created. No, it is not the self. No, it is not the self. It is the ignorance. Ignorance has not been created out of the Panchamahabhuta. It is called Ajnana from Anadi. Ajnana means ignorance and Anadi means from before time. From even before, when time was not there, ignorance was still there. And this is why there are 25 aspects that we have to know how they came into being. The 25th aspect, the ignorance, we know it has been there for before time. That will come to last. But first, when we speak in Advaita Vedanta of the creation theory, then we must know what are we going to speak about. Obviously, if we are going to speak about the creation theory, we can only speak about those things which have been created, isn't it? Therefore, these 24 are called Chaturvimshati, meaning 24 Tattva Utpatti Prakriya. The 24 Tattvas, realities, Utpatti, creation, Prakriya, the theory. Tattva. We've all heard this word from last 6 to 8 months or even more, because we are studying the text called Tattva Bodha. The word Tattva means truth, reality. Bodha means to understand, the knowledge of Tattva. But I just said before that these 24 are Anatma, and Anatma is not the truth. Yes. Only Atma is the truth. Yes. Atma is the truth, which is absolute. From the point of view of the truth, there is truth, and the truth is alone, and there is nothing but the truth. However, from our point of view, from the created point of view, don't you think that you are real? Don't you think that your wife is real? You better think that your wife is real. Otherwise, you'll get some music. I beg your pardon. What I mean to say is, from the created point of view, from our point of view, we think that all that this is around us and which we are is all true. And this point of view is our point of view. That Atma, the point of view of the Atma or the truth, is called as Parmarthika Satya. Parmarthika Satya means that which is absolute truth. And the truth that we believe that we are real is called the Vyavaharika Satya. Vyavaharika Satya means transactional reality. Therefore, these 24 which were created, they also fall into the category of reality. But what kind of reality? They fall into the category of a transactional reality. There is something which we must discuss just before we get into the understanding of how all these 24 tattva were created. Please listen to me again. Before we get into how these 24 tattvas were created, we need to address something else. That is the question why. I didn't say why these 24 were created. I said how the 24 were created. The question how can have an answer. For example, if somebody asks me, how are you? I can say, I am happy, which generally I say, or I can say I am miserable, or I can say I am tall, or I can say I am short, or generally people say, oh, I am fine. Even if they are not fine, they will by default say they are fine. But think about this, if somebody asks you, hey, why are you? What will you answer? Why are you? Nobody asks this, right? Why are you? But in the world, don't we ask this why question to everything and anything? Why are you doing this? Why was the world created? Why there are so many gods in Hinduism? Why this? Why that? Why up? Why down? The Shastra says, for a mumukshu who is genuinely interested in knowing the truth, only the truth and nothing else but the truth, no fanciful thinking, for such a mumukshu, the question why does not exist. For such a student, the question how will be there. And to a question of how we can answer, not to a question of why. For example, if you ask me, why was these 24 aspects of the world created? I have no answer for that. Shastra has no answer for that. Vedas have no answers for that. But they have the answer how it was created. For that, because when you think on how question, you will reach from one point to another to a state of mind whereby you have reached to the horizon of your existence, where cognition falls behind, and you take a leap into that existence which is nobody else but you yourself. However, this cannot be explained as why, but it can be explained, it can be summarized with the question how. And therefore, I request each and every of you, Mumukshu, to understand that how the creation was done, not why the creation was done. This question of how and why, it gets a story to my mind. Actually, it is not just a story, it's a reality that happened. The inventor of radio, Mr. Marconi, the moment he the moment he invented the radio, he became world famous. The entire world came to know who was Marconi and what the radio could do. There was a massive show organized and he became overnight super famous. Some days later, his very good friend came to visit him at his home, and he saw Marconi sitting with the hand on the chin and in deep thoughts, as though he has missed something great. The friend, being a well-wisher, immediately asked, "Hey, are you okay? Is everything fine? Is your radio working fine?" He said, yeah, everything is fine. So what is the issue? Why are you so grim? Why are you looking sad? He said, it is very interesting. Remember, Marconi was a scientist. He says, oh, it is very interesting, my friend, that I know how the radio works. But you know what? I don't know why it works. The reason is because how can be explained, why cannot be explained. These are the philosophical truths. This is how philosophy can be understood without having a shred of doubt that why it is working. You must be very clear that how it is working. Once you know how things are working, you can break through the barriers of the unseen. And only when the unseen barrier is broken, we reach to the realm of the unmanifest. And in the realm of unmanifest, where the body cannot be, the mind cannot be, the intellect cannot be, it is pure and pure you, the self, the consciousness, faced by yourself, the consciousness. Therefore, what we are going to know, what is the creation? What is the creation of? The 24 aspects which have been created, from which the entire universe of ours, as well as the innumerable universes that there are, they have all been created. And the question is going to be how they were created. And this we are going to take from the next session. But as you can see, how important it was to explain the background of the creation before how the creation was created is going to be spoken. For this, we shall meet next week and explore the idea of creation. Kindly join me for the end prayers. Let us thank Bhagavan. Let us thank our Gurus. Let us thank the Shastra for giving us, for presenting us, for explaining to us these beautiful truths. Om Purnamada पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय